And there's nothing wrong with having money. It doesn't make me happy and it doesn't make me unhappy. It's just a facility.
Yes.
That's it. So I learned the technique and I got richer and richer, but I also got happier and happier. So one had nothing to do with the other. The money has nothing to do with happiness. It's happiness that creates more. Negative creates less. It's that simple.
Larry, share a little bit about the incredible story of Lester Levinson.
Well, Lester Levinson was a physicist and an engineer. And at the age of 42 years old, he had his second massive heart attack. Prior to that, he had every illness known to mankind. And so the doctor sent him home, and they said he got a couple of days to live and they can't help him. It was so serious that they said, get yourself loafers because it would be a bad idea to bend down and tie your shoelaces. So he went home and he started to examine his life. He said, if I don't fix myself, I'm a dead man. And the so-called experts can't help me. So he started to examine his life, and he noticed that when he was loving and positive, he was well, which wasn't that often. And when he was negative and looking for love, he was ill. So he came to the conclusion that if I can get rid of my non-loving feelings, could I get any better? And there's energy behind every feeling, and everything in the universe is energy. The plants have energy, the table has energy, the floor has energy, and our voices and our consciousness has energy. We're sending and receiving signals back and forth to each other without realizing it. So if I think you're a jerk, and I show my teeth and I say you're wonderful, but you're picking up that you're a jerk, you might as well tell him you're a jerk because you're just fooling yourself. That's all you're doing. So what Lester did is he sat down and he got rid of his non-loving feeling. He sat around the clock for 2.5 months, getting rid of every non-loving feeling that he could see. When he got through, he didn't have to go back to a doctor. He didn't see it. He knew he was totally cured. He didn't have to check with them whether he was cured or not. He was totally cured and never saw another doctor for the next 40 some odd years. When I met Lester in New York City, he was in his mid-70s, and we were playing tennis, and he was running around, and we were huffing and puffing, and he wasn't huffing and puffing. And I could see the cuts on his body and all that in the locker room.
Right.
And you just couldn't bother him. He walked around like a little kid with a lilt. He had no limitations at all. And I didn't even realize who I was dealing with. He just was the friendliest, most loving guy. He was always calling me up and supporting it. And one day when I was working using the release technique, it dawned on me and I thought, oh my God, look who I'm hanging out with. So I called him up, I said, Lester, has there ever been anybody like you or anybody on the planet who knows what you know? And he said, well, a few of us come around every once in a while, but I'll show you how to do it if you're interested in doing it. So his attitude was he wants to show it to everybody, because I said before that everybody's unlimited. All they see is the limitations. So we'll show you how to get rid of all your fear, and that's a prevalent thing today in the world. We'll show you how to get rid of your resistance, and we'll show you how to get rid of wanting, which is a lacking feeling, which is mostly misunderstood. And that's why Buddha said the world is miserable, and the cause of misery is desire. If you look up the word desire and wanting in the dictionary, it says lack, despair, and poverty. And the mind is creative, and you're holding that in mind. So if you're not having any goals that you have watching this thing, the only reason you don't have it is you don't know what to do about it. You got mental viruses. So we'll show you how to get rid of those mental viruses, which then turn into positive. And the law of the universe is positive attracts positive, and negative attracts negative. So if you don't do anything about it, you're going to stay negative, you're going to be frustrated. So here's a chance for very little money to turn your life around permanently. And have a tool that you can use to get to a place where nothing and nobody bothers you.